Hi guys, Frankie Lamont checking in. I'm standing at Rittenhouse Square, it's right behind me, the park. I'm on the south side. I wanted to do a little video today on the history of Rittenhouse Square. Let's put this here. So the reason I want to do this video is because, you know, I work at the condo shop, which is on 1425 Locust Street, so it's right up Locust. And we do a lot of showings for specifically for rental units. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the area. All right. So the information I got, it's going to be cited from www.phillyhistory.org, which is more specifically related to a history of Rittenhouse Square, which is an article. The next one is friendsofrittenhouse.org, and that is from an article. It says Rittenhouse Square, and then also Fairmount Park. So that way you guys know where I'm getting my information from. Okay, so originally Rittenhouse was known as Southwest Square, okay? It was named after a famous Philadelphian. He was an astronomer. His name is David Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse Square is one of 5 original open space parks here in Philadelphia, which were actually planned by William Penn, right? So kind of a big deal. In the 18th century, the park provided pasture for livestock, and around the late 1700s, brickyards began to surround the square. So it went from pasturage for livestock to now it's an area for brickyards, all right? So we're evolving, moving forward. In the 1880s, when the city's elite began to move into the area, the park began to take on the modern elegance which we still enjoy today. So everything we see here today, you've got these cute little, I don't know what those are called, but there's fountains, wonderful statues by famous artists. The whole idea of this becoming a beautiful place for people to enjoy, that is when this began, in the late 1880s. Since the early 19th century, local residents have played an important role in the park's beautification, its survival, and also its maintenance. So everything we see here is done by a local organization called Friends of Rittenhouse, which was formed in 1976. And this organization makes sure that the community is taken care of. So for example, weekly landscaping, the planting of trees and new shrubs, everything to keeping looking up to date, bench installation and also sidewalk cleaning. Okay, so we kind of know that this used to be a pasture for livestock. Then we realized at some point, we were like, wait, we've got a great park here, and the residents started paying into it and making sure that it stayed this way. And I think that's important to highlight because that means the community is very involved and the community takes it very seriously. And the other thing I want to highlight is that it's open to everyone. So if you come into Rittenhouse, it doesn't matter. It's one of the most diverse crowds you'll see. Everybody enjoys the park. It is open to everyone. Lastly, the design. Okay, so the design, and I'm apologizing in advance if I don't say this name correctly, was done by Paul Philip Kret. This happened around 1913. So in the decade before the Civil War, local residents raised funds to build fountains in the park, right, to make it more pretty. Unfortunately, the fountains created a lot of mud, so they actually were pulled out. Part of Kret's design was to put the fountains back in, and you'll actually see, I'll take you over to one, there's one right here behind me. So currently the way this looks right here, right now, is because of Paul Philip Kret. Kret's design he's the one that did the diagonal walkways that all connected that center point in the center of the park. Let's see, am I missing anything? Now, some of the sculptors, the well-known sculptors. So you'll see one of the statues here is the lion crushing the serpent. You'll also see something called Duck Girl, and then you'll also see a statue called Billy. And I would like to say their names, but I don't, out of respect for the artist that did this, some of these names I don't know how to pronounce, and I just would rather give the names of the actual structures than butcher the art. You know, I can't do that. All right, so again, despite the little bit of a high price tag to actually live around here, this is a very well-known spot in the city that everybody can come and enjoy. For example, when we have a lot of students that are coming in for the fall, whether they're med students or people that even just work here in the city, a lot of people enjoy being able to live here and enjoy the wonderful historic park that stands right behind me. Okay, so let me take you over to one of these statues. Put this back. Sorry about that. Okay, so as I told you guys, fountains were one of the initial things that people put in this park to begin to make it look more enjoyable and inviting versus a pasture for like livestock and work, right? A little bit of a walk. I'm going to turn you guys around. So you can see I'm walking up one of the first diagonal pathways. Right behind me is 18th and Rittenhouse. So I'm on the south side.
Not my direction.
Right up here. Okay, and what you're going to see is you're going to see an individual's name, okay? It says J. William White, surgeon, teacher, author, athlete. The drinking fountain, erected by Flower Market Association. So again, one of the associations, and what you're going to see is it says leader in beautifying Rittenhouse Square. Okay, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Bye.